right. Okay, so it's recording.
Yep.
That's it? Okay. Well, I guess I should reintroduce myself. I am Jackie Malley, the concurrent vice president for HAFCE. And we have a group of 4 people who are education chairs. And their goal for the year is to provide each of them to provide a program for you and the membership, and provide, as possible, some possible resources that the members, can continue to follow up on the topics that they are presenting. I initially asked people, the 4 of them, to give me specific dates that they wanted to, or at least months that they wanted to do their presentations. And immediately got a response from Lynn Barut, who volunteered to be first. And, yay team. So that is absolutely marvelous. That's the energy level that I hope that we are going to be able to continue to foster this year and in coming years. And so, Lynn, I'm going to turn it over to you, or ask Ruthie to turn it over to you, and you're on.
Okay, Lynn. Before we start, can everyone mute except for Lynn? Lynn, you need to unmute. Okay.
Okay, well, hi. So the only reason I volunteer first is that so that I don't have to contact Ruthie and coordinate meeting times. So that was laziness on my part. But anyways, for the Hearthfire series, I thought about what it is I wanted to do. And, recently with all this unrest and how the nation is, and so much going on, I think a lot of our people, I know this will be like old repeat for the more mature audience, but I think we need to take this to the younger, to our grandchildren and even to our children, because now in the school they no longer do the Pledge of Allegiance. They no longer, I think they still put, I'm not sure if they still JPOs or whatever, if they still put up the flag or not, and if they're even taught the meaning of what the flag is and what it stands for, and when the flag is put up or what they should be doing. So I decided to do the Hearthfire series number 11, which is Someone's in the USA, showing respect for the flag. And like I said, this is probably repeat for the more mature audience, but with this Hearthfire series, I would like for all of you to pass it on to your children, or even sit down with the grandkids and go over it, because it, for me, it's like so meaningful. And even watching the unrest at the Capitol, that's like so disturbing. And then when I hear, I forgot the poet's name, but when she was at the inauguration and she was speaking, it just gave me chicken skins, just to think that, we're from America, and, we're so proud to be Americans, but then a lot of us have forgotten what America stands for and how privileged we are to be living in America. So anyway, let's go on with Hearthfire series number 11 then. Someone's in the USA, showing respect for the flag. Psst. Hey, I'm up here on top of the pole. See me flapping proudly in the breeze? Yeah, I'm Old Glory, the flag of the United States of America. Did you know that I'm the oldest of the national standards? That's people talk for flag in the world. Now, some people call me the Stars and Stripes and say that I am the story of our nation itself. The changes in my style, the way I look, are just like the changes in our nation over the years. Did you ever wonder how I came to be? Well, after July 4, 1776, That's when the colonies declared their independence from England with the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The people wanted a national flag as a symbol of their new spirit of unity. The people of the newly formed United States decided that the flag would have 13 stripes, one for each of the 13 states. My stripes would alternate red and white. My union would be 13 stars, white on a blue field. The meaning of my colors are: white stands for hope, purity, and innocence. Red, hardiness and valor. Blue, the color of heaven for reverence to God, loyalty, sincerity, justice, and truth. My stars represent power and independence, as well as high hopes for the future. The arrangement of the stars within the blue field, one star for each state, stands for our federal constitution. This document gives to each state their individual independence, except for certain rights given to the federal government. George Washington once said to me, "We take the stars from heaven, the red from our mother country, separating it by white stripes, thus showing that we have separated from her, and the white stripes shall go down to posterity, representing liberty." Francis Hopkinson, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence and a member of the Continental Congress, is credited with designing me. Who made me? It was Betsy Ross, a flag maker from Philadelphia, so the historians say. They also say that Betsy suggested that the stars be five-pointed. President Monroe signed into law on April 4, 1818, a law that says one new star would be added to me for each new state admitted to the Union, and that the addition will take effect on the 4th of July of the next year after admission. I symbolize national independence and popular sovereignty of power. I am not the flag of a reigning family or royal house, but a flag representing free people blended into one nation, united by feeling and purpose, a nation distinguished by liberty and a pursuit of happiness, safeguarded by principles of righteousness and of justice for all. I am the spirit of patriotism. I am the spirit of the American nation. Fly me proudly and properly. Number one, fly me only from sunrise to sunset on buildings and on permanent flagpoles in the open. You can display me 24 hours a day for patriotic effect if you light me properly at night. I should be raised briskly and lowered with ceremony. On bad weather days, use me in all weather form. Display me daily on or near the main administration building of every public institution, school, courthouse, public library. When you carry me in front of a parade with other flags, I should always be to the marching right of the other flags or to the front and center of the flag line. I should never be carried flat or horizontally, but always aloft and free. In a ceremony of raising or lowering me when I pass in a parade or review, all civilians present should face me, the flag, and stand at attention with the right hand over the heart. The military salute to me in a moving column should be given at the moment I pass in front of you. When displaying me with another flag, I should be on the observer's left, and my staff should be over that of the other flag. Do not let me touch anything beneath me, such as the ground, floor, water, or merchandise. I should be a distinctive feature of a ceremony for unveiling a statue or monument, but I should never be used as a cover for the statue or monument. By order of the President, I shall be flown at half staff upon the death of principal figures of the United States government, and the governor of a state, territory, or possession as a mark of respect to their memory. I should never be used as clothing, never festooned, drawn back, nor up in folds. I should always be allowed to fall free. Bunting should be used for decoration. I should never be fastened, displayed, used, or stored in such a manner as will permit me to be easily torn, soiled, or damaged. Never hang or drape me in any position below the seats on a platform. I should never be used as a table cover or receptacle for receiving, holding, carrying, or delivering anything. I should never have placed upon any part of me, nor attached to me, any mark, insignia, letter, word, figure, design, picture, or drawing of any nature. When I am used on a casket, I should not be allowed into the grave nor allowed to touch the ground. After I have been used as a casket cover, I may and should be displayed in every normal way. Never destroy me in a public ceremony when I am so badly torn, soiled, or faded that I no longer a fitting emblem for display. I should be destroyed in private, preferably by burning and without ceremony. If torn, I may be mended. If soiled, I may be washed or dry clean. When displaying me either horizontally or vertically against the wall, my union should be uppermost and to the observer's left. I should never be used for advertising in any way whatsoever. I should not be embroidered on such articles as cushions or handkerchiefs and the like, printed or like otherwise impressed on paper napkins or boxes or anything that is designed for temporary use and discarded. Who makes the rules? Any rule or custom about displaying me may be changed or repealed, or additional rules may be made only by the President of the United States, acting as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Any such change shall be set forth in a presidential proclamation. The end. But yeah, so Hearthfire series number 11, I feel like it's so important, and that we should share it with our grandchildren, because I think nowadays they don't get this education from school. Growing up, I mean, it was so stressed upon us, and so sometimes when I'm passing, I'll see the torn flag and it just bothers me that they have a torn flag still flying, or it's being flown at night. And like this is, it should be, if it is flown at night, then it should be, highlighted in such a manner that people will see it. And so, yeah, I mean, growing up, that was part of our education in the elementary schools. So now when I see it, I'm just bothered by certain things, But I think a lot of the children nowadays don't even know or even look at these things. So it's good for us to go through and review it, and maybe even when we have can go in as speakers and pass this on to information to the children. But thank you.
Lynn, are you open for questions?
Definitely. Are there
Anybody,
any questions?
anybody, any comments or questions?
So at least on the displaying of the flag, major holidays are like New Year's, Inauguration Day, Lincoln's birthday, Washington's birthday, Easter Sunday, Mother's Day, Armed Forces Day, Memorial Day, Flag Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Constitution Day, Columbus Day, Navy Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day. That's what they list as some of the flag holidays.
Yeah, special time that we should have it on.
Not Christmas?
Milo?
How come they don't have Father's Day? They have only Mother's Day.
Ruthie, did you mention Christmas? Is that one of the days?
Not listed.
Christmas is a religious holiday, that's why.
Yeah, but they have Easter, but they
Yeah,
don't
but
have
they have Easter.
Passover.
Yeah,
They don't have
yeah.
Christmas. I think it needs to be changed. We need to update it.
Well, one couple of things that came to my mind as you were reading that, and actually I was on the national board when the lady who wrote that presented it to us. And she talked a whole lot about the difference between, it isn't in the writing, but she had done a lot, obviously a lot of research in writing, writing that up in the very creative way that she did. But she talked about the difference between a replica and the flag. And there are different rules for replicas than for the real whole flag, basically. And I have a couple of questions in general. I'm curious because I don't have any kids anywhere near school age, but do any of you know, number one, if they do still pledge to the flag, or has that been taken out of the DOE totally?
No, they still do.
They still do.
They still do, but they don't do it. When we did it, we went outside around the flagpole or into the auditorium and did it in there on rainy days. Now they do it in their classrooms.
Well, that's fine. I
Mhm.
remember doing it in my classroom in Chicago, way back 100 years ago. And that's nifty.
Mhm.
I guess I make a contribution to the Foreign Legion or somebody. Anyway, they gave me sent me a little strip that had several different flags through the ages, and it was really, really super. At one point, we had the blue field had a big star on it made of stars. It was a really, really pretty flag. And at one point, when we added the 49th state, there was a proposal to make all of again, a big star on that blue field of 49 individual stars. And of course, once they added the 50th state, that wasn't a possibility in any iteration of the flag. But it would be interesting if you stop and think about it, the ways in which a lot, I see board shorts made out of the American flag, at least something that looks amazingly like the American flag. But there really is a difference between the replicas of the flag and the flag itself. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. And the other thing that is kind of thing somebody maybe needs to update it. I keep getting messages from the college, which are forwarded from the governor, who is having or directing that the flag be lowered to half staff for, there was a list that it was to be for senators and, that sort of thing. Turns out they're doing it for state senators. They are doing it in memory of the incident in Virginia yesterday or the day before. There seems to be a whole lot of differences about the times and dates that we can use to fly that flag at half staff. So yes, I do think that I think the rules need to be updated, possibly, or at least our knowledge of the rules need to be somewhat updated. So I guess that's something we could look into. Any other questions or comments?
Kathy, you had your hand up.
I have a comment. When I was in 4th grade, we had to do the preamble to the Constitution.
Ooh.
Besides the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, it was very interesting though, because we learned it after a year, right? We knew it by heart.
I still know quite a bit of it.
Would anybody share that with me? I really haven't known it.
When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to absorb. I forgot now. Oh shucks, I've forgotten it.
Kathy,
That's actually
I
guys, that is the preamble to the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one. The
I have
Constitution.
a question for Lynn. Lynn, you said that the flag should not be worn as clothing. I've seen people just wrap it around, like a shawl. Is that using it as a clothing? And what is the fine for it?
I'm not sure, but I can look it up.
I don't think that's fine. I don't think anybody gets prosecuted for doing that to the flag. I mean, we had the insurrection and they were hitting people with the American flag. Remember
Yeah.
that on January 6th? Okay, that really brought tears to my eyes. But
Yeah.
anyway. Okay, I found the preamble to the Constitution and you're all going to know it. It is, we the people of the United States,
in order
to form a more
form a
perfect union, establish
establish
justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish the Constitution of the United States of America.
And you guys used to say that before pledging the flag every day?
We did that maybe after, before, but it was in that same ceremony where, at the beginning of school, we had to pledge allegiance to the flag and do the preamble to the Constitution.
That's fantastic.
Okay, so I looked it up and it says whoever knowingly casts contempt upon any flag of the United States by publicly mutilating, defacing, defiling, burning, or trampling upon it shall be fined not more than $1,000 or imprisoned for not more than 1 year or both.
Oh, the federal government should make plenty of money with all those people with those insurrection in Washington.
Yeah, the problem with that is the Supreme Court has made some rulings since then that certain kinds of desecration of the flag is considered free speech and therefore protected by the Constitution. So even that statement is a little hard to defend, unfortunately. And if you think about Katz's question about if you take a flag and wrap it around yourself, how many of you have seen at almost every Olympic game the winning athlete, if it was an American, wrapping the flag, carrying the flag, and then when they got through waving it, they would wrap it around themselves. So that happens all the time, and I don't think they were fined for it.
Yeah, and it's not only the Americans that do that. Most of the countries do that. Lots of the athletes.
So did anybody else have any other questions or comments?
I have a question.
Sorry.
Because my understanding is that this will be a presentation at the annual meeting. I'm just wondering, will you folks have the flag displayed in your backdrop for the Windward site? Because I know we had to plan an annual meeting and we had the Cub Scouts do the presentation of the flag as the delegates are marching in. But I was just thinking, because Lynn is going to have this presentation at the annual meeting, it would be very valid for us to have the flag displayed as a backdrop. Just a comment.
The annual meeting is this fall at Windward Community College, virtually, basically. So I'm the one, I guess, that needs to be aware of that. And I thank you for this suggestion, and we'll look into how we can possibly do that. Well, if there are no further questions.
Wait, I'm not done. Sorry, I clicked on something. I got to get back to my, okay, sorry. I clicked on something. So if there are no more questions, I did want to do another presentation, like a fun thing after my Hearthfire series, but I got the COVID shot yesterday and my arm wasn't feeling too good. And then on top of that, my brother-in-law had a quadruple bypass. So I didn't make it didn't make it to the store because we got home late waiting for the call from the doctor's office. But even if I made it, you wouldn't be able to taste it other than maybe just seeing me do it. So I'm just gonna say it, and then if you have any questions, you can ask me. But I know Costco, for a lot of us who have Costco on our islands, that the chicken is really inexpensive. And so one of the recipes that I like to do is to do the chicken enchiladas. So you just take the entire Costco chicken, and it doesn't have to be Costco chicken. It couldn't, pieces of chicken or whatever, already cooked chicken, and you just cut it off, break it off into pieces. I take off all the bones and all the skin and whatever cartilages and whatever. And I use the entire chicken. And to that, you would add 1 can Campbell's cream of mushroom soup, and then 1 can Campbell's cream of chicken soup. So it's 1 can cream of mushroom, 1 can cream of chicken soup. And then I get a can, small can of chopped green chilies. And when you buy the can, it'll say mild or medium. So I just get the mild one. And 1 cup of sour cream. So you just mix all that together with the chicken. And then you get the flour tortilla. And then what I do is I just grab with my tongs and I kind of just, put it from one end down to the other. And I do it about maybe, I don't know how to explain it, but it's not quite like a layer, but you get the hang of it because it's like, okay, when I eat it, do I want this much filling or not? But I kind of spread it out to maybe about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and then I put in a layer of this mixture from end to end, and then you just roll it and then just layer it into your baking dish, your pan. So with the 1 chicken shredded, I can normally get about 12 tortillas. So I have a baking pan that's about 14 inches. I think they call it the jelly roll pan, but it's about 14 inches long. So I fill that up, and then I have to get another pan that I normally just put in like 3 more because it won't fit. And then so just put it on, and now with your the canned soup. So what I do is you just pour a little bit of water in there and kind of shake it up, and then go with your pastry brush and just brush it right on top. Wet, it's okay, because I guess basically you're doing this to kind of give it some moisture. And also now when you're going to sprinkle your cheese on there, it'll stick to the tortilla rather than fall off. And again, depending how your family likes it, you can just do it generously or sparsely, whatever way. And then just bake for 25 to 30 minutes on 350-degree oven. So yeah, 12 may seem like a lot, but I've never froze it after baking, but I've left it in the fridge and it keeps for about a week. And what I do is just take it out and reheat it. And after I'm done, ready to eat, I'll just pour some taco sauce over it. My sister said you could also, like if you have chopped up lettuce, tomato, what you would put like on a taco, then you can just put that over it and then eat it. But it's really good, very simple to make. So if you have any questions.
Are you going to put it on a newsletter? Are you going to add that to the newsletter?
Too late. Maybe the next one.
Yeah. Sounds delicious.
Sounds easy too.
Yes, very easy. I was kind of skeptical to make it because it comes from my sister. But when I did, I said, oh yeah, it was really good. The kids enjoyed it, especially putting on the taco sauce on top of it to give it an extra oomph on it.
Ever put cheese, a little bit of cheese on the top?
No,
Or
yeah.
inside?
Yeah, you do. I'm sorry. Did I not say that? Maybe I missed
Yeah,
it.
you did.
But
You
yeah,
said it.
I do sprinkle She said cheddar cheese, but I buy the 3 mixture cheese from Costco. So I just generously sprinkle that over.
Well, I thank you very, very much for both halves of your presentation. It was really, really spectacular. So let's all give her a hand. And thank you, thank you, thank you. For whatever reason you chose to be first, you did a bang up job. And
Okay, thanks.
if there are no other questions, we were going to look forward to getting this out to the general membership if we can, and to the next presentation, whatever education chair signs up next. So
Jackie?
education chairs, don't forget to sign up with Ruth.
Jackie, can I clarify? So the 4 education chairs will do